Good evening. Welcome to this Wednesday guided meditation session at Vajrayana Institute. And I'm Wai Cheong. So we'll be doing two meditations this evening over the hour. First one will be on calm abiding meditation, which is what I like to start the session with. So just to explain a little, calm abiding meditation, or quite often people call it concentration meditation. So as the name implies, this is a form of meditation where we create the conditions, we gather the conditions that help to calm our body and the mind, calm the body and mind of the various different disturbances or agitations, so that both body and mind can come back here and now and abide peacefully or even blissfully, maybe engaging with whatever it is we are meditating. So there's within calm abiding meditation or concentration meditation, there is the need to create the conditions for calming, settling the disturbances of physical disturbances, the disturbances of the mind. Physical disturbances quite often come across as tension, holding, contractions of the body, which sometimes cause great discomfort. So how can, on one level, help our body to release all these different unnecessary tension and contraction? So there's one aspect of calm abiding meditation. They haven't done that, we also need to calm the mind of its disturbances, which often manifest as different kind of reactivities. Reactivities in the form of thinking. We find that we compulsively engage in ruminative thinking, repetitive thinking, quite often involving strong emotions, and also activation of the body. So how can we create the conditions to settle the mind, help the mind to release all this unnecessary thinking, rumination, so that our attention can come back here and now and rest on the object of meditation, whatever it is we are meditating on. So we're going to do a meditation where the bulk of it is this method that I call touch and release, synchronized with the natural breath, such that when we breathe in, I'm going to invite you to return the attention, to come back here and now, to be in touch, first of all, with our own body, to re-establish that connection between mind and body, and to be in touch with the sensations, just simple sensations at the different parts of the body, following a particular sequence, which I will guide you through. That's with the in-breath. And with the out-breath, there's an opportunity to see if we can facilitate that release that I have been talking about, releasing the unnecessary tensions, releasing the unnecessary worrying, anxious thinking, depressive thinking, angry thinking. So release all those. Yeah. So breathing in, we come back and attend to the body, bodily sensations. Breathing out, we facilitate the release. We're not going to be able to consciously control that release, but each time we breathe out, it's always good to remind our body and mind that there is an option. This is an opportunity, if they are ready, to let go of all those things and processes that are unwanted or unhelpful. And to go even deeper beyond this, this process of touch and release, which I'm going to guide you through the sequence, going from the crown all the way to the feet. Then beyond this, to settle even deeper into our meditation, we can still work on this idea of touch and release. Especially release, we can continue each time we breathe out. We can say the word release. We can facilitate the continual release of all these disturbances of body and mind. And as for and this is very calming, this release part with the out breath. So this really helps to calm down if we find ourselves very agitated, when the body and mind are for some reason very stirred up and there's a lot of energy, excess energy, we can try to release them. Yeah. The reverse is also possible. Sometimes we find we are lack of energy, we're very lethargic, we're very drowsy, very sleepy, very dull. Everything is dark and heavy and way down. Then we can, on the other hand, with the touch, we can be in touch with something that is uplifting, in touch with something that is energizing, uplifting, able to sort of arouse us. So one good thing, candidate for that, is actually the pleasant sensations that arise within our meditation. Pleasant sensation could be physical, could be mental. Physical is feelings of relaxation, of ease, of comfort, especially from the release of physical tension. Mental pleasure of meditation could be pleasure of encountering a calm and still mind, the happiness of contentment, maybe. Right. So to go deeper into meditation, I'm going to invite you subsequently, if possible, to be in touch with pleasant sensations, if there are any. Welcome them in, allow yourself to enjoy them while they're here, and allow them to work their magic. To in touch with pleasant feelings within ourselves. As part of our meditation, we can help to energize the mind, draw back the scattered energy of attention, because something nice is happening here. And at the same time, when we breathe out, we can continue to deepen the sense of release, further release all those disturbances, agitations of body and mind. And in this way, we can hopefully bring the body and mind in balance and enable them to settle even deeper into our meditation. So that's just roughly what I thought we can explore in the first meditation. So let me guide you through this one. Feel free to ignore what I'm saying during the meditation. If what I'm saying is not helpful, not relevant, or you know what you're doing, by all means, feel free to proceed at your own pace and in your own way. So let's start by settling, finding a suitable posture for our body. Feel free to sit on a chair or sit on the floor if you can manage that, cross-legged on a cushion. In the case of sitting, then we try to have the back in an upright position, in a naturally upright position, but without contracting or tensing up deliberately the muscles of our back. That is not necessary. You can also choose to lie down, lie on your back in the supine position. That can also be very helpful. And in that case, make sure that your back, your spine is straight, and that the posture does not introduce tension and discomfort into your neck, and especially your lower back. We rest our hands and arms on some kind of support. Could be on the lap or the knees. If you are lying down, rest the arms and hands by your side, slightly away from the body, on the floor, whatever support you're resting on. Feel free to close your eyes completely if you find that works best for you. Otherwise, you can also leave your eyes open or half open. Take a few moments, allow the body to find its way into the meditation posture, to become comfortable in it. Might be good at the beginning to become aware of the sensations coming through from beneath, from the touch points between body and seat, body and ground. And allow yourself to take in, to notice the sensations of solidity, of firmness and stability, sensations we associate with the earth element at those touch points. Think that this implies our body is well balanced and well supported in this meditation posture, that we are allowing the body to rest comfortably on the great earth, on this physical support that is able to hold it up, keep the body supported, balanced, and safe. We rest our body in this posture, give it some time to adjust, to get used to it. More importantly, for the body to get the message that it is okay for it to loosen up, to unwind. It does not have to be so tight and tense. And therefore, we can start to let go of some of those unnecessary tensions and contractions. Next, I'm going to guide you in this meditation method called touch and release, which is really to facilitate body and mind to settle even more deeply into meditation through releasing the various disturbances to our body and mind. So first, get in touch with our natural breath so that we are aware of the in-breath and the out-breath. Synchronize with this breath such that when we breathe in, we view it as an opportunity to return our attention to one part of the body, to be aware of the sensations here. And on the out breath, we simply remind ourselves, our body and mind, with the simple word release. So starting at the crown of the head, the topmost part of our head, breathing in, see if you can return your attention here at the crown to be in touch with sensations here. Breathing out, remind yourself to release. Releasing our attention from the crown, allow attention to travel down to the forehead. Pick a spot between the eyebrows, resting attention here. On the in-breath, be in touch with sensations here, as well as sensations of the face. On the out-breath, remind yourself to release. Attending to the face, breathing out, maybe we can release some of the tensions in the face as we do have more conscious control over the facial muscles. See if we can, breathing in and out, welcome in a feeling of softness, of ease and comfort into our own face. Wherever you feel ready, release the attention from the face. Allow it to alight at the throat, so that as we breathe in, we are in touch with sensations at the throat, at the neck. Breathing out, we deepen the release. And then moving on, just a light touch without much effort, allow attention to travel to the right shoulder. Pick a spot, breathe in, be aware of sensations at the right shoulder. And as we breathe out, release. Moving further down to the right elbow, breathe in, be in touch with sensations here. At the right elbow, out and release at our own pace. Moving further down to the right wrist, breathe in, be in touch with sensations here, subtle sensations at the right wrist. And breathing out, we release. We let attention flow into the right hand, such that on the in-breath, we are aware, we are in touch with sensations in the right hand. On the out-breath, we release. Imagine releasing the weight of the right arm, allow it to rest comfortably on its support. Switching to the left side, invite our attention to come back here. Breathing in, be in touch with sensations at the left shoulder, out and release. Feel free to linger longer at any one spot if you like. And if you know the sequence, you are most welcome to move ahead of me. So feel free to do whatever comes best for you at your own pace. Moving down to the left elbow, touch and release, synchronize with the breath. Moving further down to the left wrist, touch and release. Extend attention into the left hand, touch and release. Release the weight of the left arm. See if we can surrender the weight to gravity. Allow the left arm to rest comfortably on its physical support. We return our attention to the chest, to the heart center, the center of the chest, the place where we tend to feel strong emotions. Breathing in here, we are in touch with sensations. Breathing out, we release. Allow attention to travel down to the abdomen at the level of the navel. Breathing in, be aware of sensations at the abdomen. Breathing out, release. We let attention travel even further down and deeper to the base of the spine, the tip of our tailbone. Breathing in, we are in touch with sensations here at this spot. Breathing out, we release. Release the weight of the pelvis as well as the weight of the upper body. Surrender the weight to the seat. Allow the pelvis to rest comfortably on this support. Moving down the right leg, starting from the right hip joint. Breathe in to the right hip. We don't have to be absolutely accurate, just pick a spot. Breathe into that spot, be aware of sensations there. And on the out breath, we release at the right hip. Moving down to the right knee, touch and release. Continue down to the right ankle, touch and release. Into the right foot, touch and release. We release the weight of the right leg. Simply allow it to rest comfortably on the floor or whatever support it is on. Switching to the left side, starting once again at the left hip. Breathe in, be aware, be in touch, out and release. Continue down to the left knee, touch and release. Down to the left ankle, touch and release. Into the left foot, touch and release. We rest our left leg on the floor on its support, surrender its weight to gravity. And in this way, having scanned through the body from crown to feet, inviting attention to be in touch, to be aware, and to release what is unneeded, unnecessary. We rest our body in this posture, allow it to continue to settle down, to be more and more comfortable, and to continue to unwind, to let go, to release of any unnecessary tensions and contractions. We rest our mind, our attention on the breath. On the out breath, we can continue to deepen that sense of release, releasing the various disturbances and agitations of body and mind by simply reminding ourselves with the word release as we breathe out. Breathing in, we can continue to be in touch with the breath sensations, with other bodily sensations, and in particular, where appropriate, be in touch with pleasant feelings, pleasant sensations arising from within our meditation. Coming in touch with the pleasant feelings or even interesting sensations, allow ourselves to enjoy these pleasures of meditation. Let them into our awareness while they're here, and let them go when they fade away. And see if you can, through being in touch with pleasant sensations, we are also able to uplift the mind, energize the mind, keep the mind bright, alert, awake, and present. Okay, so there is calm abiding meditation. Second meditation we're going to do is a kind of insight meditation, something called vipassana. But in the Buddhist tradition, this term is defined quite loosely. There are many different kinds of insights we can develop. One way that I use to explain what is an insight, or to describe it, is I call it a shift in our perspective. So shifting out of our old point of view and discovering or chancing upon a new angle, a new point of view. So it's almost like we have a new perspective on whatever situation we find ourselves in, or towards things and people and relationship and so forth. We now have a different take on it. We have a different perspective. And not just the perspective change, with the shift in perspective, we see things differently, or things appear to us differently. And then, not only that, not limited to that, we actually, because the appearance has changed, same old thing, but looks somehow different, viewed from a different angle, from a different perspective, naturally stimulate us to think about it differently. And we also have a different set of feelings are involved. And therefore, as a result of that, we find ourselves responding to it differently. We behave differently towards it. We actually end up establishing a very different relationship with the things, the people, the situation in our life, all because there is a very fundamental shift in our perspective. So there are inside meditation, of course, the game for a shift in perspective towards reality, towards the deepest reality, help us overcome, help us step out of old perspective, old limited perspective, and sometimes even distorted perspective, where we have somehow entertained some misunderstanding, some distortion. We are holding on to some belief system that is not 100% factual or not in accord with reality. We step out of that into something very different. But today I thought we're going to meditate something simple, a different perspective, but this is towards oneself, towards our own life. How do we view our life? Do we cherish what we have? Can we see the positive aspects, or sometimes I call it the auspicious features of our life, and therefore come to see our life in its own way? It's also precious, valuable, unique, and unrepeatable, and therefore worthy of cherishing, worthy of appreciation, and even gratitude sometimes. Is that how we view our life now? Is that how we see ourselves and regard the kind of opportunity that we are somehow endowed with, or the freedom that we are enjoying? Are we able to appreciate that? Or we are stuck in some other point of view, this kind of belief towards ourselves? Sometimes some of us are somehow weighed down by an image of the self as something or someone that is unworthy of love, or as somehow intrinsically damaged, or somehow just not worthy of being loved. So that's not such a nice perspective of ourselves, and because of that, we have a whole different way of thinking about ourselves, feelings towards ourselves, and reacting and responding. So is it possible to shift that perspective? In this meditation, we explore that through the help of a guiding question. What are the precious, you can say, what are the precious moments of my life? And what are the precious aspects of my life? Maybe that's better. What are the precious aspects of my life? Just keep the question open-ended, and we ask the question, and not seeking an intellectual answers, not seeking a conceptual intellectual answers, trying to logically reason our way out or rationally approach it. We seek the answer from deep within, from the heart, so to speak, from where we might hold on to these old beliefs, old views about self, and we ask the question to deep within the own heart, and we wait and see how does our heart or mind, or sometimes the unconscious, respond. So as you ask the question, especially when you become more settled in the meditation, images may arise. Images, memories, thoughts, ideas will surface, and we can filter through them, we can screen through them and see whether they are appropriate, they are helpful or not. Those that are helpful in helping you to establish a new perspective, why not gather them together, and take a second look at them, really come to be amazed at what we are able to find, the so-called precious aspects of our life. And the more we gather the evidence in this way, maybe the more we are convinced, and we come to feel differently, come to have a deep, heartfelt, emotional response to it, a feeling of gratitude, a feeling of appreciation, of rejoicing, maybe, and stuff that come forth, but you feel or you regard as not helpful or irrelevant or unrelated, we can release it. So we can, in a way, just like what we did, be in touch with the precious aspects of our life, and in so doing, help us to find a new perspective. Or maybe you already see your life that way, then that's wonderful. A different perspective on ourselves, on our life, one that allows us to cherish what we have, to be appreciative, and to release if anything unhelpful or inappropriate arise or unrelated, we let it go. Okay, and we do so with the help of a guiding question. What are the precious aspects of my life? So let's do this, a form of insight meditation. So we settle ourselves once again back into our meditation posture. And to facilitate that dialogue, that conversation between ourselves, our conscious mind, and our so-called heart, our so-called unconscious, even though there is no such concept in Buddhism, it's really helpful to be able to settle our body and mind deeply in meditation. So once again, let's take care that we have selected a suitable posture for our body, one that allows the body to feel well supported and well balanced, and a posture that does not introduce unnecessary pain or tension into any parts of our body. As we give time for the body to adjust itself, to find its way into the meditation posture, see if we can become aware of those sensations beneath us, sensations of solidity, of firmness and stability, sensations related to the earth element. And by being aware of the contact between body and seat, body and ground, see if we can reassure our body on a deep level that this posture is able to keep the body balanced and safe, and therefore there is no need for our body to hold on to all those unnecessary contractions, tightenings and tensions. It can loosen up, it can unwind, it can start to let go of some of those tightenings and contractions and areas of discomfort. And once again, with the help of the breath, at least for the first few minutes, settling our attention on the breath sensations and coming back to the breath sensations, we do get distracted. See if we can help body and mind to shift gears, to once again settle back into meditation. Coming back to the breath, breathing out, we can remind our body and mind with the word release, encouraging them As you breathe out, maybe some of those contraction, some of those agitation in the mind, maybe some of this can simply flow away with the breath. Breathing out, releasing, we can release some of those unnecessary tensions, such as those in the face, where we may have habits of unconsciously tensing up the muscles of the forehead, or those of the jaw, or those around the eyes. So is it possible as we breathe out to somehow relax the facial muscles, to allow us to be in touch with feelings of softness, of ease and comfort at the face? And whenever you feel ready, we can ask ourselves the guiding question: what are the precious aspects of my life? What are those moments, those aspects, those experiences or qualities that I regard as valuable, precious, that I can bring forth once again to mind? So ask the question in your own way. Drop it into your own heart and mind, just as we drop a pebble into a well, and then we listen for the response. And if nothing comes forth, we can always, after a pause, drop in yet another pebble. Ask the question again: what are the precious aspects of my life? Answers may come forth in words, in images, as memories, as ideas. See if you can be aware of them, take a good look at them, select those that are appropriate and helpful, and even allow yourself to dwell on them, to recollect some of those experiences and events, and see if we can collect a whole string of evidences from all this reflection that are able to help us shift into a new perspective, a different way of regarding ourselves and our life, one that is precious, valuable, unique, and unrepeatable. And then when we notice that we have distracted, not to worry, simply return our attention to the guiding question. Ask the question again of ourselves: what are the precious aspects of my life? And continue the meditation from there. And as we consider the different answers coming forth, as we gather up the evidences for our own consideration, see if you can also allow in to your experience, your awareness, the different emotional responses where appropriate. If we are able to find within ourselves that feeling of gratitude, why not let it in and be grateful for what we have enjoyed and experienced, what have come into our life, and what may still be with us in this life. So make those feelings also a part of our meditation. What are the precious aspects of my life? Coming back to here and now, asking the same questions to ourselves once again. What are the precious aspects of my life? Be open to welcome in anything to come forth from the heart so that we can evaluate, we can take another look at it. See if we can be ready to be surprised by what we discover, things that has happened to us and long forgotten may come back to mind. Even something very insignificant, very mundane, and yet as it resurfaces in this meditation, maybe we can take another look at it. We can view it from a different perspective and also come to see it as something precious and valuable, something that is defining also of this unique life of ours. What are the precious moments? What are the precious aspects of my life? Coming back to the guiding questions, what are the precious aspects of my life? Maybe we set certain expectations and standards, and maybe we are quick in dismissing some of those memories and some of those instances. Maybe what used to be a difficult experience, painful time, on hindsight and greater wisdom, we can see as an opportunity of growth, of learning, and come to appreciate it for what it is, of how it has in some way transformed us in spite of all the pain and suffering. And maybe in this way, they are also precious. And likewise, maybe we recollect simple events, very mundane moments of simple joy or relaxation, especially memories of time, long time ago, of connection with others, many of which may no longer with us. Maybe those simple instances of connection between one human and another are also just as precious and valuable. So what are the precious aspects of my life? And then finally, to conclude the meditation, we can imagine gathering up all those positive things that come out of this evening meditations, any shift in perspective in a positive direction, any awakening of helpful feelings. See, we can just gather up all these positive, helpful, beneficial things, this positive momentum, so to speak, and give it a direction dedicated towards the fulfillment of your wishes and aspirations. Could be for yourself and could also be for others. And then we can also dedicate that may all these positive things that arise in your meditation, may they somehow are able to stay with us, linger in our body, mind, and heart, to help us build new beneficial habits so that they can continue to benefit us. Okay, so I hope this insight meditation gives you a little bit of insight into different aspects of ourselves, and maybe hopefully we are able to make something positive out of it. So thank you very much for your joining in this evening. I wish you to have a good week ahead and hope to see you here next week. Good night.